You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrians for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about former ESPN host Michelle Beadle. By the way, she is ultra woke, ultra liberal. Kind of like the person she's talking about here, LeBron James. LaChina James, LeBron James, LaWoke James, LaWreck the franchise Lakers James. We're going to talk about both of them because it seems, and we've said this before, we've got some woke on woke crime happening here, and as always, we're here for it. When they want to tear each other down, we're absolutely here to laugh and smile and giggle and make fun of it. Let's just keep it real. I mean, you want a virtue signal all the time. You get whatever you got coming to you. But I will say this. This makes LeBron James look incredibly petty. I'm pretty sure we know he is. Michelle Beadle says LeBron slid into her DMs after his feelings were hurt. Former ESPN personality Michelle Beadle has let up on the criticisms of NBA superstar LeBron James. Beadle pulled on that contentious thread during an appearance on the Sessions podcast with Renee Paquette, where former ESPN pundit mentioned a story involving LeBron sliding into her DMs over choice critiques she had about LBJ's infamous decision. Hell, everybody and their mama was criticizing LeBron James over the decision. Not that he left, but they were criticizing him over the ridiculous media spectacle it turned into with that whole I'm taking my talents to South Beach shit. I mean, it looked terrible. It made him look terrible. He had to get past that before all the wokeness. Quote, I made fun of the decision. I was one of about a bazillion people that did that. Absolutely. Michelle Beadle's right. Everybody railed on that. Quote, it was hilarious, and I remember I got a DM that was like, quote, why are you so mean to me on television? That's like something a 5-year-old would say to somebody. Why are you so mean to me? And I just sort of laughed it off. I didn't even think about it. According to Beadle, other members of the sports media attested to also receiving messages from the king whenever they lobbied any criticism his way. In her case, LeBron went as far as trying to get Beadle fired from ESPN. Of course, I took it personally. It was personal. He wanted me fired. He tried to do that, Beadle stated. She added, but then I found out after the fact, when all of this sort of came out, I would get messages or text or videos from people like, that kind of shit was happening to me too. Though Beadle has proven to be a fiery commentator, often on the wrong side of debates, the fragile ego on display by LeBron is downright egregious. He was super petty, and he would try to have some sort of effect, whether it would be small or whatever, just an effect. I think it's repugnant that he tried to get people fired over that. I mean, LeBron, you put a display out there and you looked terrible. You looked absolutely horrible. And look, whether I agree with Michelle Beadle on a lot of things or not, her job is to consume what LeBron does and then regurgitate and then give you an opinion on it. And that's exactly what she did. And yes, a ton of people were critical of LeBron James over that decision. It looked terrible. I mean, it was a circle jerk. It was an awful look for LeBron. That was when, really that entire time period, the end of that finals and then going into the decision is sort of where the downward spiral of LeBron James as a human being, as somebody that a lot of people wanted to root for, that's where that started its cracks and its decay, was that one moment right into the finals where he seemed to give up and then running into the decision, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. I think a lot of people would have been a lot higher on LeBron had he just stayed in Cleveland. Let the other superstars come to you and your team, okay? Instead of this recruitment or having to go to somebody else's team. Because LeBron, whether you like it or not, that was always Dwayne Wade's team. I mean, as much as I disagree with a lot of his decisions, I mean, that Miami Heat will always have been Dwayne Wade's franchise, not LeBron James's. And I think it's incredibly petty for him to personally reach out and address these commentators. And then later we found out LeBron is super cool with Rachel Nichols, and we found out he tried to get Michelle Beadle fired on that NBA countdown segment of ESPN that Beadle was hosting. And he did, I mean, essentially he did get her fired. And then Rachel Nichols was in that slot, and then of course she got run out by the leak over Maria Taylor. What a intertwined dumpster fire ESPN is all the way around. All the way around. And it shows you how LeBron in the NBA has led ESPN around by their testicles too, all the time. By the way, LeBron, the NBA playoff ratings are up big time with you not in it. The most hated athlete in all of sports. But what's even funny is people don't even want to tune in to hate on him. He's so hated that there's almost indifference. There's almost, we're going to literally boycott your entire league as long as he's actually still actively playing in the league. He gets knocked out of the playoffs. He doesn't even make it. People return to consume product. Kind of odd how that works. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.